Hey guys, Good Guy Dan here. This is just going to be a quick work in progress and update thread. I'm going to show you some of the kits that I've been working on. In front of you I have 4 kits in various stages of completeness. Let's start with the least complete, which is the high grade wing over here. This is a commission kit that I took on recently from a fellow who also, believe it or not, actually purchased the master grade Gundam wing that I brought to Comic-Con this year. So clearly a Gundam Wing fan. So a few things I've done to this kit, none of them are really major. I fixed the seam on the beam rifle, first with glue and then with putty as a follow-up. I filled in the gaps on the feet here. I put styrene strips in here with some glue, let them melt in nice, and then puttied them up to get a nice smooth finish. So I won't have an idea how good a job I did on this until I actually prime it, at which point I may have to go back and fix it. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the result. And the other big thing is I fixed the seam in here on the shoulder. There goes the V-fin. There used to be a seam just running down the length of this. I just filled that in. And as I mentioned, I popped the V-fin off. In this kit, the V-fin doesn't want to stay in the head very well, so there's a little tip for you if you're looking to buy this kit. The last bit of work I did on this kit was involving the head. I fixed the seam that was running down the inside of the head. Let's see if we can't zoom in. It kind of went right down where this little bump is and down, so I hit that with some glue and a little bit of putty and fixed it. I also sanded off the little child-safe parts in the back of the V-fin and the ears here. So, all in all, pretty easy fixes, pretty happy with the result. But, like I mentioned earlier, until you prime a kit, you won't really know how good of a job you did with the putty and everything else. So, bear that in mind. Okay, for the next least complete kit, we're going to look at the MG Ball Verka here. This is a kit that's been in my backlog for a while, and one that I really wanted to build just because it's so small and it's a quick, easy kit that it's an easy win, I guess. So I've done some masking and painting here to bring out some detail. I've done some hand brushing. I did some seam repair, all sorts of little tricks here and there. So here's some hand brushing, for example, on the back. The little service panels back there. There are 4 of them. You can make the 2 out on the inside. I kind of went with like a 2-color armor theme there just to break it up. And I actually kind of did an homage to the original Ball like color scheme, the way it appeared in the anime, by taking the gray. Well, it's a slightly gray-white, and adding a few drops of sky blue to it. The Ball was originally like a really kind of vivid periwinkle color, so I didn't want to go like all the way in that direction, but I wanted to at least reference it a little bit. So there's a lot of little masking highlights in here, and I still haven't really done very much with the internal frame. Right now the internal parts are just painted with an Alcad magnesium color, and I may go back in here and hand brush and highlight some details, and I don't know, it should be interesting when this kit's all said and done. I couldn't find a water slide set for the Verka version Ball, so what I actually got, this is the set for the RB79K, which is the orange Ball from 8th MS team that Shiro Amada piloted. The decals are fairly similar, with the exception that there's a K at the end of the serial number on a lot of these decals. For example, let me zoom in on this EFSF. So there's RB79K, and there's actually a little Shiro Amada tag on here as well. So this might actually be a halfway decent decal set if you're looking to decal up your Ground Gundam or your EZ8 Gundam. And I actually got this on Gundam Store and More, so just kind of a random find. I may also use a decal off of the big EFSF decal sheet. I kind of want to use the heart with an arrow through it. I believe that decal was originally included with the RX-78-2, like either the 1 or the 1.5 version I remember seeing it on a kit, and you know, looking at the other decals on here, that's the only one that really makes sense. I wouldn't use a Torrington or Crazy Horse or Thunder Horse or whatever that is. So yeah, it should be interesting. The kit's almost done. Really, I just need to go back and decide if I want to, or how far I want to push the detail in the inside of the kit, because once the kit's closed up, you won't really ever see that detail again. It'll just be for my benefit, I guess, knowing that it's there. Slide this out of the way. And the little bits and pieces. So the two kits that I just finished this weekend are the MG Age 1 Spallow, this guy here, and the MG Crossbone X-2, but we'll get to him in a second. So this is the Spallow. I received this kit in a trade with a fellow on Reddit. I traded a unbuilt blue frame for a built Spallow and a built Age 2 normal, and I've already converted that Age 2 normal to a special versions like color scheme. With the Spallow I did fairly stock color scheme. I did change some stuff up a little bit. There were some white parts on the upper gauntlets and the lower legs and the toes that were white. I just repainted those black, and painted the little shoulder guards here blue. And instead of going with a solid white on the head and the chest cover here, I went with a very, very light gray. And unlike the MG Age 2 SP, I didn't really fix the SP's plastic up at all. The kit, like I said, was built by someone else and it was a little rough when it came in. This kit I actually went through and puttied every little gouge that I found. So that was more of just a puttying exercise for me. I didn't really necessarily care how the finished kit looked, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. I will mention, like right now, the asymmetrical decal scheme where you have the two chevrons in the front and the two chevrons on the back. That was not intentional, that was a mistake, and I noticed it a little too late, but you know what? I don't do asymmetrical decal schemes ever, so I decided to leave it just because it was a change. So there's the Spallow. Something interesting is going to be happening with this kit soon, so if you read my blog frequently, you may know what I'm talking about. And the other kit that I just finished was the Crossbone X-2. And right now he's wearing his little cloak, which despite my best efforts of repeatedly washing and crumpling and doing whatever to, I couldn't get it to kind of soften up or anything. It just still kind of really rigid, and really probably what I'd have to do is take the pattern for the cloak and put it on a different type of material, cut it out, and then weather that material. But honestly, I'm probably not going to display this kit with the cloak. I just really wanted to put it on, get a few photos out of it, and then take the cloak off and probably toss it, and then just display the kit without from there on out. So I'm pretty happy overall with the way the kit came out. I pushed the color scheme a little bit further than out of the box by applying some sky blue to certain parts that don't typically have it. I finally got this kit to hold its beam shot lance, and to do that I actually had to buy a second crossbone and glue the hand in there. So I have two separate hands for this kit. So I have one that can be taken off like this little beam rifle here, and it can hold other weapons. And then we have that one which is permanently attached to the shot rifle. So not the most elegant solution, but it did work, and well, now I have a crossbone for spare parts if I ever need it. So, well, what I'll do is I'll just kind of flip the cape up so you can get a better idea what this guy looks like underneath. There will be some forthcoming photos, but I am waiting for a new smaller photo booth. The little cross boosters all fold up nicely underneath the cloak. And you may notice I don't have the cloak attached the official way. I actually have the cloak attached underneath the arms because that was the only way I could get it to actually stay on the kit. And I'm actually not a huge fan of the way the cloak lays on the kit. It doesn't make it look menacing, it just looks like it's wearing a blanket around the house. So, Anyways, well, that's what I've been up to. I still have a large backlog of kits I need to get to, and I am slowly chipping it away now that I have finished 3 of them that were on my shelf. I actually, maybe I'll show this to you right now, actually. The other kit I've been working on, this was kind of like an on and off thing. I build it whenever I don't feel like working on one of these other models, is the Master Grade Freedom. And I just kind of have a tray of different parts here that I've painted up. Some are further along than others. Like, for example, this is one of the wings, and I've actually gone in and masked and painted the gray throughout. I still need to... Is that a smudge? No, okay. I still have to go through and do a similar treatment on the blue parts of the wings, so that way the gray, you know, travels down the center spine of the wing. But, you know, we're getting there. I used the same Banshee blue color on this kit that I have on, well, the Banshee and the X-2 for the chest components, so that should be pretty familiar looking. And just, you know, some general detail, a little bit of masking here and there. Nothing spectacular. But, yeah, this kit's coming along. The main components left on this model are really the whites and the grays, and then going back through and doing some masking on the wings, but that's about it. This kit is probably about, paint-wise, maybe about 30% of the way done. So once the Wing Gundam, the HG here, is finished for my client, I will go on and finish the Freedom before tackling some of the other projects on my shelf. And if you're wondering what else I have on my shelf, I have a Sinanju Stein, a RG's, a Zephyrantes, a Unicorn with a green frame, and that's it. That's all my work in progress kits. So, oh, I also have a full armor Unicorn that I was going to do a full armor Banshee. I don't know if that ever is going to see the light of day, but those are some other projects that you can look forward to seeing eventually, hopefully, someday soon maybe. So, anyways, I hope this is giving you an idea of what I'm working on and what you can look forward to. I'm about to hit 500,000 views on my blog, probably by the end of this week, so I'm going to be doing something a little bit special for that. I hinted at in this video, actually. So, yeah, there you go. This is Good Guy Dan, signing out. Thanks, guys.